Right now on Hoosier News Source, IU is supporting an organization that is fighting to bring an end to cancer. Find out what students and community members did to spread awareness.
And find out about the new Luddy Hall and how it's already making a name on campus.
And I have when to expect a spring-like warm-up this week, as well as the weekend thunderstorm possibilities. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Abir Kamran.
And I'm Andrew Lamparski. Zoe Mintz has what's in store for weather this week. Zoe?
Thanks, Andrew. We've been seeing some pretty crazy weather here in Bloomington, Indiana, from snow Sunday night to temperatures in the 70s this week. Thursday, 71 degrees, mostly sunny, beautiful day. Friday, 74 degrees, also beautiful and mostly sunny during the day, but very windy due to a low pressure system that will be pushing through our area, bringing with it some gusty winds and the chance of severe thunderstorms late Friday night and into Saturday. So Saturday, you can see 69 degrees and the chance of heavy thunderstorms, 80% chance of precipitation. And this rain can be attributed to the low pressure system that we could see here in western Iowa and the cold front extending from northern Indiana all the way down to Mississippi, bringing with it some heavy thunderstorms and a lot of rain, up to an inch of rain in Bloomington alone. And if we take a look at the Saturday outlook, we can see it's going to be pretty warm still during the day, the mid-60s, 8 a.m., 62 degrees, 80% chance of precipitation. Most of the rain is going to be happening in the early morning and early afternoon hours. So hopefully by 8 p.m., 60 degrees, only a 30% chance of rain, maybe a few pop-up showers left, but mostly by the end of the day, the low front will have passed, and looking forward to a kind of nice next week. And if we take a look at the weekly forecast, it's very nice compared to what we've been used to. We could see the beautiful temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 61 Wednesday, 71 Thursday, and 74 Friday. Then the rain hits on Saturday, 69 degrees, and the cold temperatures hit us on Sunday, 51, and Monday, 46. But looking into next week, hopefully there will be some warm spring temperatures soon, but hey, April showers do bring May flowers. Back to you.
An update on Facebook and your privacy. CEO Mark Zuckerberg testified today in front of Senate. He admits to not reporting the Cambridge Analytica data leak to the FTC. His failure to report goes against the contract he signed in 2011 to notify all users of any data breaches. Zuckerberg is likely to face more in-depth questions tomorrow.
Bloomington firefighter Robert Sears has resigned after admitting to having sexual contact with a 14-year-old girl. Investigators say Sears, the 44-year-old firefighter, sent sexually explicit messages to the victim over an app called Whisper. Charges against Sears include 2 felonies, one for sexual misconduct with a minor and one for child solicitation. The Bloomington Fire Department hopes to quickly fill Sears' position. If you haven't already upgraded your campus access ID to the new Crimson Card system, your time is running out. The Crimson Card office announced that starting June 30th, old campus IDs will be deactivated. To get a Crimson Card, you can visit one of the Crimson Card offices either at the IMU or in the Learning Commons at Wells Library.
The American Cancer Society visited Bloomington over the weekend. Hoosier News Source reporter Mackenzie Young brings us more details on how this year's Relay for Life impacted the lives of those on campus.
Cancer. A word no one wants to say, and a diagnosis no one wants to hear. For some nationwide, it's a daily struggle to fight and hear the words, "You're cancer-free."
No one's alone in the fight against cancer, and that we are all there supporting each other.
The American Cancer Society fights to find a cure to end cancer as a whole. For them, it's not just a dream, it's their end goal. On Saturday, one of the fundraisers, Relay for Life, took over the Gladstein Fieldhouse with performances, laps around the track, and the highlighted event, the Luminara ceremony. The ceremony, which is held at night, allows participants to place lights in decorated bags in honor and remembrance of those in the battle with cancer.
Although it's probably the saddest part of the event, it really drives home why we're doing what we're doing.
Through monetary donations and continuous fundraising, maybe one day we can live in a world where cancer doesn't exist. Until then, we will continue to support and help one another going through these battles.
There are just so many stories of hope, so many stories of people coming together as a community, but this common goal, this common desire to put an end to cancer brings some of the best people together.
For Hoosier News Source, I'm Mackenzie Young.
For more information on how to get involved with next year's Relay for Life or the American Cancer Society, visit their website at asccan.org.
The School of Informatics, Computing, and Engineering celebrates Luddy Fest with a series of events. The newly built Luddy Hall has an interactive sculpture that will shift in response to visitors' movement. The sculpture has 3D printed parts and utilizes microprocessors to mimic a lifelike ecosystem. The sculpture is being completed by a team of engineers, architects, and artists.
And we're combining several different technologies with research from all around the world: immersive sound, synthetic biology, artificial intelligence, lightweight structures, very sensitive digital fabrication, all working together.
In honor of Luddy Fest, the Amatria sculpture will be completed and revealed Wednesday. To interact with the sculpture, visit the 4th floor of Luddy Hall.
Coming up, we tell you how bikers in the Little 500 are preparing for the big race.
Plus, we tell you what's going on around the world.
These stories and more coming up. Stay with us.
It's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
As you can see behind me,
World News reporter Courtney Sisk joins us in studio with this week's latest lowdown. Courtney?
thanks, Sabir. This week, our focus is on Syria and the recent suspected chemical attack that allegedly killed 49 people. First, I want to warn that the following images are graphic and some of you may find it disturbing. Nearly 50 citizens choked to death east of Damascus in the suspected chemical attack. Anti-government activist groups say the attack was led by the government. However, state news media in Syria deny those claims. The area is surrounded by Syrian government forces, making it impossible for humanitarian aid to enter and for investigators to verify information. As far as the U.S. involvement in the aftermath of the attack, President Trump made it clear that he believes it is Russia's responsibility to help fight against Syrian President Assad. He tweeted, "Many dead, including women and children, in mindless chemical attack in Syria. Area of atrocity is in lockdown and encircled by Syrian army, making it completely inaccessible to outside world. President Putin, Russia, and Iran are responsible for backing Animal Assad. Big price to pay. Open area immediately for medical help and verification. Another humanitarian disaster for no reason whatsoever. Sick." This follows talk about President Trump's remarks that he wants the U.S. to pull troops out of Syria. At this point, the White House has not reached a decision regarding what action the U.S. will take. That's all for this week in World News. Abir, Andrew, back to you.
Before we get to sports, here's some Little 500 action. On Sunday, 66 Little 500 teams competed in the Team Pursuit, the third and final Spring Series event before this year's Little 500. The Spring Series events give teams and rookies the chance to practice pack riding and track skills. Each year, rookie riders are required to complete 2 out of the 3 Spring Series events. After 33 heats, Sigma Phi Epsilon won the men's Team Pursuit and Melanzana won the women's. Sigma Phi Epsilon and Kappa Alpha Theta won the overall Spring Series.
Team Pursuit is a competition between 2 teams. They both start in opposite corners, and women complete 12 laps, men complete 15, and the fastest 2 riders throughout the day, so we have 33 heats, and then the fastest 2 riders will compete against each other at the end of the day.
This year's Women's Little 500 will be on Friday, April 20th, with the men's race on Saturday the 21st. Be sure to purchase your tickets prior to the event on the IUSF website.
The Hoosiers were back in action in sports this weekend. IUS-TV sports reporter Meredith Struing joins us with some updates. Meredith?
Thanks, Abir. While it took some time for the IU baseball team to find their momentum this weekend, once they did, the runs just kept adding up. Indiana defeated in-state rivals Purdue with a 2-1 victory in the 3-game series. On Friday, the Hoosiers couldn't quite match the Boilermakers' tough at-bats, losing 4-2. But on Saturday and Sunday, IU was an entirely different team. The hard-fought results rushed in after inning number 2, with second baseman Matt Lloyd making an impressive dive, catch, and out. That was then followed by an RBI from freshman Justin Walker. IU absolutely dominated that day, scoring 14 runs to overpower Purdue's 1. Fans wanted another victory on Sunday, and IU delivered just that and more. The Hoosiers trailed in the bottom of the 4th by a score of 1-5, yet Scott Bradley's 2-out homer was what the Hoosiers needed to grab a 5-5 tie at the bottom of the 7th. Logan Kalitha's walk-off home run ended the 13-inning marathon of a game, giving the Hoosiers a 7-5 win over the Boilermakers. Coming up, the Hoosiers will face off against Northwestern, Notre Dame, and Ball State. And with only 4 regular season matches remaining, the IU women's tennis team is playing some of their best tennis yet. After a tough 4-3 loss versus Purdue on Saturday, the Lady Hoosiers quickly turned it around to defeat DePaul 4-0 on Sunday. The Hoosiers switched up their double sets with junior Madison Appel and freshman Jelly Bozovic taking home the #1 doubles victory. IU closes out their home slate next weekend when they go head-to-head with Ohio State on April 13th and Penn State on April 15th. And the IU water polo team made sure to end their regular season with not 1 but 2 sweet victories over George Washington University and Bucknell University on Sunday. Senior Kelly Matthews had the best game of her career, scoring 6 goals and snatching up 3 assists. She surpasses former players Jackie Coley and Kristen Stanford with her 247th career goal against Bucknell, which earns her the 2nd highest goal tally in program history. The Hoosiers will have 2 weeks to practice for the CWPA Championships hosted in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, taking place on April 27th and 28th. So guys, how do you think the IU women's team is going to do against 2 Big Ten opponents?
Well, I mean, switching up their doubles team seemed to work last week, so hopefully they can pull out a win this week.
And they beat DePaul 4-0, so I think they've got this.
I agree. No, I'm excited to see the outcome.
Yeah, well, thanks, Meredith. That's all we have for you this week. For more campus and local news, visit our website at iustv.com.
And like us on social media. Like us on Facebook at IUSTV News and follow us on Twitter at IUSTV News.
From all of us here at IUSTV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.